Okay, Rock Raider, are you ready for the next mission? Listen carefully, as this is a tough mission. We have located a cavern close to the center of this planet, and we need to establish our Rock Raider HQ there before the final push. The problem is that there's a very limited supply of energy crystals and ore in the area, so only build what you really need. Be careful not to use too many resources. Remember that every energy crystal counts, and you'll need every last one if you are to achieve the 45 total needed.
Oh, blimey. Here we go. Alright. Sheesh. Alrighty. I don't know why we bothered beaming down into this particular cavern in order to get the last few crystals before the final push. This one doesn't have any crystals in it, but never mind. Never mind, what does it matter? Let's get on with it. Oh my goodness gracious. This... Oh! Oh, I see! We are starting with this open, are we? That's an interesting development. I didn't see that coming. Okay. That's interesting. Oh, and oh, there's a lava river here. This was not here previously. That's annoying. Going that way was basically my only strategy. So, that's interesting. Okay. We've got just a moment or two to gather our thoughts before everything goes wrong. So, here we are. Okay, mostly things seem to be the same, except these sort of rivers seem to go a tad further than they used to. And I'm not sure this used to be water. I feel like this maybe used to be lava. But never mind. Never mind. It is back to basics. What could possibly go wrong, apart from literally everything between the start and the end? Oh, blimey. Okay, let's get on with it. Let's just make it happen and watch. Well, you can watch. I'm going to have to actually do something about this, which is going to be a slightly more terrifying responsibility. But we'll muddle through. I hope.
Hey.
I'm busy.
Sorry about that. There was a minor interruption, but thanks to this handy-dandy button I've got that lets me turn my microphone off and on, it didn't matter. Right, we've got our 5 peeps, and we've only got 10 minutes. Right, okay. I mean, we should go that quickly anyway, because, you know, I need these videos to get shorter, not longer. But, oh, for goodness sake. Oh, a lava monster about 500,000 miles away. Okay, I can live with that. Okay, that's less than excellent. Where are you going? Are you getting a boulder? Yes, you are. Why not get a boulder over here? Honestly, this man has no sense of efficiency. Right, I'm going to reinforce a few bits, and we'll see how we get on. In fairness, actually, I've only got to build the support station. I don't have to go through the rigmarole of building all this, but I do need to upgrade my power station, so that needs to happen. I think it's time that everybody go over there and shoot him in the face. As he... Oh, blimey, from where? From where? From all the way over there. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I live with that. Okay, he's going to get shot in the bum, which is tremendous. And then I'm actually going to turn action stations off, let them carry on working for a little bit, and then... maybe not. Maybe not. I do wish I could direct people to walk around while action stations is on, because that would make me better able to prepare for battles. But, oh, blimey, now there's one over there. Okay, well, he's a rock monster, so that's better. I think, maybe, possibly, I don't really know. Oh, blimey. Is this the first mission we've seen, first non-custom level we've seen, where multiple different forms of monsters are able to spawn in the same level? We've definitely seen custom levels where that's been a thing. Kind of wish I didn't give everyone a gun now. Let's get down one more person who doesn't have a gun, so that we can, Are they going to make Back to Basics harder by just making the monsters a right pain in the arse instead of making the slugs quite so difficult? Because that's an interesting development if that's the road we're going to go down. It's not the road I thought we'd be going down, but here we are all the same. Right, I'm going to turn action stations on, and then my one person, Nox here, is going to get on with some other business. Specifically, the business of finding crystals, because we need them, quite a lot of them, quite quickly. Because if we can get some electric fence up, then the monsters won't be quite as significant. But I'm losing a lot of manpower at the moment from monsters, which is not making me a particularly happy chappy. Any seems... It would seem not. Okay, fine. Seeing the lava monsters in... Oh, thank you, about bloody time. Seeing the lava monsters in the rock environment is quite interesting, actually. That's a nice contrast of colours. I don't think we normally see that. Oh, blimey. I should get all of this reinforced as well, shouldn't I? That would be sensible, because that would, oh, blimey. Yes, I've noticed, Chief. Thank you very much for telling me what I can already see with my eyes. I wonder if there's a setting... Something in the back of my brain is saying there's a setting where you can tell them to stop attacking a monster after it begins to retreat, which has its pros and cons, because on the one hand, of course, you want to continue to kill monsters which are running away with crystals in their belly, but on the other hand, you want to... This is going to become an issue. I don't have any of my sliders turned up, do I? Just to check. All of my sliders are at perfectly ordinary, reasonable levels. That's fine. I can live with that. Yeah, because all of this stuff along here, I can't reinforce this, and the lava monsters, of course, can spawn anywhere that there's lava, and they can just walk over it, which is going to make them much more challenging. Interesting. We've got enough crystals to build the thing. We're just going to need to get enough to power it, and... We're going to have to get enough to power it and get the electric fence. Yes. And then we will be able to be reasonably safe from the monsters. And then I think we can begin to get back to normal a little bit. Obviously this level is very different and much different to how I expected it to be, so... All of my strategies have basically gone out the window. I'm not even sure there's space here to have the old island that there used to be. That was a key strategy. Most of the strategies just involve not crashing the game, to be quite frank with you. Oh, blimey. The slugs have got to be a real problem, right? The slugs are surely gonna... It's all gonna kick off with the slugs in a minute, isn't it? Isn't it? I don't know if I wanted to all kick off with the slugs in a minute. Oh, blimey. Okay, well that's sorted that situation out. Let's get some more men down. And then... I think we'll probably stay at 5 men with guns for the time being. Just because I don't want to... I don't want to be completely immobilized when the monsters come. I think what I want to do is get rid of some of this, sort of along here, and then build a fence perimeter, which is slightly further away from the base, because I don't want them to be able to stand at the edge and throw boulders over it, which is a problem that we've had to deal with in the past. So you drill that out, Jet, and then I'm going to turn action stations on and get rid of this cheeky chappy. And his cheeky friend over there. Thankfully he'll be so interested in his boulder he won't pay any attention to that crystal, which is nice. Interesting that you didn't want to throw it at that, which is a little odd to my mind. But never mind. Oh, another one, brilliant. I was just thinking this party doesn't have enough monsters in it. I suppose now they are interested in the where's the other one? No, apparently there isn't one. That's fine with me. If no monsters wish to be here, that is perfectly acceptable to my eye. Right. Yes, I think we'll just kind of build the perimeter along here for the time being, and then we can run it back over there once we clear this area out a little bit more. Speaking of clearing this area out, I should upgrade this so that we can start putting down a bit of dynamite. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Yeah. Let's just continue to lay out fence along here. Okay, he's over there, that's fine. Those guys always seem to go for boulders, which buys me a little bit more time, which can only be a good thing. So, yeah, we get this fence sorted out. What's he going for? Is there a crystal somewhere? I think there might have been a crystal somewhere, just for a moment. No, he's going for the gap. Quickly, close the gap. Now, his pathfinding has changed his mind. Where's he going now? Where's he going now? Is he going to get a boulder? I think he is going to get a boulder. Oh, no, he's not. No, he just thought he'd meander about for a little while. Fair enough. Okay, fine. Let's, oh, blimey. Okay, now, here we go. Now it's all going to kick off, quite literally. Okay, that's the end of them. Ah, yes, and they retreat after 50, don't they? That's really good. That's going to make my life a lot easier, rather than having to get them all the way down to 20, so that's good. Okay. We've got a basic perimeter of fence set up. That's good. Once we clear this area out, we'll have to build it out a little bit more here, and I'm not quite sure what we're going to do with this. I guess I could get rid of all this stuff by just breaking it out from this side, couldn't I? Yes. And I wonder if there might be some sense in... Oh, five of these things. Okay. From I was going to say from where? Basically from everywhere. That's less than optimal. Okay, this is really bad. This is really bad because the fence isn't going to have enough recharge time after the first one's gone through. So one of them's gonna, yeah, like him, he's going to survive. Oh, blimey! Ouch. Okay, somebody get a spanner. Oh look, there's one right here. Sorry. Let's try. Okay, good. That's the end of him. But now we've got to get rid of this guy. But at least by the time this guy comes along, the fence should have recharged. I might push this fence out a bit and see if I can make a second layer. Okay, that's fine. How many monsters are left? 2, which are there. He'll get killed by the fence. That's fine. And the other one is an ice monster. Okay, we're having all 3. All your favourite flavours of monsters in one convenient package. You'll never have been more frustrated than you will be when you've got all these different monsters attacking you. Except the right, sorry, we'll deal with him now. The ice monster just seemed to give up and go home. Perhaps he heard how rude about him I was being and decided to give up instead of coming over here and being a pain in my backside. Excellent! I didn't realise that these monsters were A, so vain, and B, so thin-skinned. That's fine with me. I can live with that. Okay, let's get that reinforced so that we don't have any monsters spawning out of it. Okay, those guys are coming together, so I'm going to have to kill one of them with guns. I should get a mining laser as well. That would be a smart plan. That's what a smart person would do. Shame we don't have anybody smart playing this game. Oh, that's slightly annoying. They kind of weaken the first one, although they don't need to, because he's still going to die in the fence anyway. Never mind. Doesn't really matter, do it? Thank you. Thank you. That's very excellent timing of you. Alright, I was going to build the super teleport pad here, but I'm actually going to build it over here, because I think that's going to keep it slightly further away from the monsters. Which I think must be a good plan. Right, let's get that reinforced as well, get some of this stuff blown up. There really are not very many crystals here at all. Interesting. I'm beginning to wonder if it might be a good idea to get a chap in... I was going to say get a chap in a tunnel scout and like send him over here to reinforce a few bits, just here and there, so that there's fewer spawn points for monsters, but then there's so many spawn points I'm not going to be able to access that I'm wondering if that's just a waste of everybody's time. This is different. This bit over here stopped after that, so what's over there? Potentially quite a lot. Interesting, okay. Okay, we are in a little bit of a jam. I'm going to let this one die. There we are. And then I'm going to have to bring some men in because the recharge won't be in place by... Oh, it is. Okay, that's all right with me. That's all right with me. The slugs are not being too aggressive yet, which I'm fine with. The monsters are proving to be more of an issue than I'd ever imagined, so that's interesting. I am going to build a mining laser. I think I'm going to put it there to give it the best coverage I can. Build iron fence, that's fine, don't worry about it, don't worry about it, nothing to worry about. Should I get rid of this? Should I, yes, should I, no? On the one hand, I kind of want them to get boulders because it slows them down, and if I get rid of this, then they're just going to have an easy pathway in here, so maybe I should actually maintain that as a kind of natural barrier to get rid of them for a little while. I'm going to wait for the first one to die, and then I'm going to turn the thing on. There we go. Run! Shoot him in his lavely face. Ouch. I really should have put a less important building there. You know, if a teleport pad gets blown up, that's not the end of the world, but if I lose my support station, that's a real serious issue. Okay, let's get rid of this little blob here. There we go. Carry on exploring out here, and I need to make some hard decisions about this. Do I want to get rid of this or not? I really don't know. I'm going slowly, already 15 minutes into this, and we've barely started. Never mind. Right, not you. I didn't, I clicked on you and pressed E. I thought I was clicking on the ground. I didn't mean to send you for sandwiches, but never mind. You can't tell a man that his sandwich privileges have been revoked after you've given them. That's just not fair. It says we have a monster, but I don't see him. And while I can't see, it can't hurt me. So we'll be fine. Blimey. I didn't know... Oh, there's another hole in the fence here. That's really, really bad. Okay, I think we're going to have to... Yeah, I think we're just going to have to get this guy shot in the face, because he's going to get through the gap. Yep. And stop the gap from being filled as well, which is annoying. That's fine, I'm not worried about the other one. I'm not worried about the other one. Get rid of this as well, and then... Yeah, you could take those ones back to the teleport pad, or you could just, like, bring one of them over here. Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness gracious. There's so many of these things. And there's another gap in the fence. Brilliant. Just marvellous. How simply excellent. Very strange. Why isn't this thing shooting? There we are. That's better. Oh, what utter chaos. Right, if you could drop that... Not like that! If you could put it on the floor carefully in such a way that it creates an electrical circuit before the monster turns up and causes a massive problem, that would be tremendous. Oh, blimey. This is going to be difficult and long and strenuous, and my voice is going to hurt by the end of it. Okay, I really do want to get over there. And in fairness, if we blow up a bit of rock over here, we could just walk over here and sort that out. Maybe that would be a bit more reasonable. I think that might be a good idea. I'm going to get rid of that one because it annoys me. Right, let's keep mining out over here. I didn't know what to expect from this level, but I definitely didn't expect the monsters to be a problem. The monsters were more of just an irritant than anything else. Because the great thing was you could leave a single piece of wall unreinforced that was near your base and put a bit of fence in front of it, and then as soon as the monsters spawned out of it, they would go into the fence and die. Which was great. You can forget about him. He'll die. I'm not worried about him. I mean, it'll die. It's just a question of whether or not I have to involve myself in this. Hello. How are you, sir? Can you still pick them up on the map? You used to be able to do that back in the day. Can you do that? Small monster. Yes, you can. Isn't it dinky and adorable? In his breakdancing manner of living. Right, that's the end of him. That's fine. Sorry, I'll get rid of that now. I'm not really worried about that anymore. Drill out these few bits. I think we're going to blast our way through there and then try to reinforce this stuff. Plus, that wouldn't take me too far away from that seam, which would be most useful, I think. I'm curious to see where this goes. Because I called it! I freaking called it! I told you there'd be a blooming great slug! Didn't I? I told you this would happen! Oh my goodness gracious! Okay. Okay, this isn't going as badly as I thought it would. I thought this would go worse than this. That's fine. Okay, just get a thumbnail. Quickly, Phil, get a thumbnail. No, don't get a thumbnail, actually, because that'll spoil the surprise, won't it? We can't have none of that. How the hell are you going to fit in there? as the actress said to the bishop. Anyway, moving on. Sorry, monsters everywhere. Monsters everywhere. 10 action stations on. Quickly, 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 quickly. Shoot him, shoot him, shoot him in the face. There we are. Okay, crises averted. Oh, maybe action stations was already on. I don't know. I don't know. I'm frightened and scared and my blood pressure's gone through the ceiling. Blimey. I told you there'd be a giant frickin' slug, didn't I? I'm sure I said that at some point, didn't I? Didn't I say something about a giant frickin' slug? Oh, I don't know. I've been playing this game for... How long have I been playing this game now? We started in January 21, I think, so that's over 5 years. I have been playing this game for a quarter of my life. I don't know why I said that with such shock. There are other games like Arkham City and Fallout New Vegas that I've been playing for like, oh blimey, like 15 years. Okay, well, we weathered that crisis, didn't we? Okay, I'm going to set up another set of fence over here, because A, this will be an independent system, and B, it'll just protect us if we push through here, and I don't want to worry about always having to have everything reinforced instantly, so it'll just buy me a little bit more time, I think. Okay, in terms of vehicles, we don't really have enough crystals for anything. I mean, I could turn that off. Gives us 4. Yeah, we need a few more. Let's mine this out then, that'll give us enough, and then we can probably get perhaps a granite grinder or something that will free up a little bit of sort of human resource, if you like, something that's not so dependent on men reeing around and being distracted by monsters and slugs and things. I think this might turn into one of those levels where I have to get a second support station and some more men down, so that I can have, say, 10 people just sitting at base camp doing nothing but fighting slugs and fighting monsters, and then separately having a group of other men who are probably in trucks and all sorts of other vehicles, so that we can still be getting on with the mission whilst also protecting the base appropriately. So if we punch through here, is that... Okay, that's solid rock behind us, so I'll have to punch through that piece, and then we'll have access to this bit. I'm going to reinforce all of these bits, and then that might slow down the stem of lava monsters a little bit, which would be lovely. That's fine. I don't give a single solitary swan's swivel. That's absolutely fine with me. Well, he's ordinary sized, so I could live with that. I can probably just shoot him when he comes round the bend here, whilst also keeping half an eye on... Oh, blimey, that scared the hell out of me. I don't have time to process what just happened, but we'll be alright in a minute, I think. Maybe, hopefully, possibly, maybe not. Okay, that's fine. He'll die in the fence, and then I'm going to shoot the other one just in case there's not time for it to recharge. I'm not exactly sure how long the recharge is, but just in case... Okay, is everyone happy? Yes, good. I got terrified then because I think a lava monster picked up Docs and then threw him behind the monster, but the monster was sort of standing at an angle and he threw him in the lava, and thankfully the game was kind and didn't kill him. So I was grateful for that. Goodness, that was terrifying. Okay, fine. At this point, you might as well just turn around and shoot him. That's all right with me. Just do something productive with your day. Okay, let's all just take a chill pill, take a deep breath, cold glass of water, and we'll survive. We will survive this, I hope. Possibly, maybe. Drill out, I think. Okay, let's turn that off. Let's have a look at the old map, shall we? Okay. So what have we got over here? So we've got a pathway here, which potentially snakes around and makes a kind of a corridor here, potentially. And then we've got a pathway through here. It's not frightfully exciting. And then we've got a pathway that goes up here somewhere. Don't quite know where. There's a big old dip here where it suddenly becomes really flat. If you notice, like the rest of it, it rises and falls, but the rest of it seems really flat, which potentially which potentially indicates a... oh, blimey, the other one's going to get through, isn't he? Yep. Potentially indicates another area of water or lava, I think, possibly, perhaps. We shall see when we get there. Okay, we're ready to blow that up. That's good. We've got lots of crystals now, so we could get a vehicle. I think we should just go straight to having a large mobile laser cutter, because... oh, we don't have an upgrade station! Because I want something which can... I want something which can defend itself. So if we uncover crystals, I don't want to be left without a way to defend myself and the crystals from them, just in case there's a crystal in here. No, there isn't. That's fine. Okay, I want to get all of this stuff reinforced, all of this. Thank you very much. And that will reduce, I hope. I don't know where some of these monsters are spawning, because they don't actually seem to turn up. They just seem to stick their heads out, realise it's ghastly weather, and then leave. It's fine with me. They might... well, Phil lucked out on that one, didn't they? Okay, so that... okay, so well, I was going to say not a one-trick pony. I guess you kind of are in a daft way. Because in a way that... okay, so they're going to keep pulling massive slugs out, are they? That's fine, that's fine. I can live with that. I lucked out completely there. Because he couldn't access the base, so he just left. That's fine with me. I called it on the river as well, didn't I? Okay, we'll leave all of that for 5 minutes. That's interesting, but not tremendously important. Okay. This game is developing so fast, despite the fact we've already been going 25 minutes, I just don't have time to keep up. Oh, blimey. I mean, this is what I wanted, right? Not like this level of stress and heart palpitations. This isn't what I wanted. Believe me, it's not what I wanted. But, I wanted a completely unique and new version of Back to Basics. Something that challenges me to approach this level differently and uniquely to how we've approached Back to Basics in the past. Because if I just pulled one of the old strategies out and replayed it, then I don't think that would be as much fun as getting the sense of accomplishment that we will hopefully feel if we can complete this new for once, rather than screwing everything up and failing miserably, as I think is quite possibly going to happen. Okay, that should give us enough crystals to build the upgrade station, I think. So that's fine. Get these few bits reinforced, just reduce the chance of monster spawning, and I'll leave the large mobile laser cutter there, just to act as a bit of a turret until we are ready to bring it home for some upgrades. At the start of this video, before everything went completely chaotic, I was going to apologise for saying and say I'm sorry that this video has taken a long time to get here. But I realise I say that at the start of every single video with my ghastly schedule at the moment. So perhaps I should just stop saying that, because the more you apologise for something and then never change your behaviour as a result of it, it's sort of an indication that maybe a little bit the sincerity of your apology is called into question. Okay, good. That's the end of him. That's why we left the turret. That's why we left the turret. Okay, all the way over there. That's absolutely fine. That's interesting, though, that ones in sort of this area are going to start coming through here instead of going over there. That's going to make things interesting. Can somebody get this crystal, please? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's send this home for repairs and upgrades, and then we can start having a think about what we do next. The number of little gaps, like here and in other little places, it tells me that maybe they want you to use a granite grinder, or perhaps to give you a kind of a trade-off between using a granite grinder or not using a granite grinder, because you're going to go all the way around there. That's going to buy me heaps of time. That's going to buy me heaps of time, and monsters aren't going to spawn while you're taking up a place in the game, so that's fine with me. Yeah, I wonder if they're like trying to suggest that there's a trade-off there, in that you could have a granite grinder, which can bounce around over little gaps, which will give you more flexibility in your movement, But on the other hand, that won't have a laser on the front. So that will give you a bit of a weakness. I want to kind of push through here for no particularly good reason. Maybe just to stop monsters from spawning out of here, but yeah, I'm not forgetting anything. Oh, there's an ice monster. Didn't even see him. Right, I'm terribly sorry, everybody. There we are. I'm going to help a little bit to try and say sorry for being such a cretin as leader. Right, there we are. I'll turn that off now. Sorry. There are so many monsters that are spawning that are just disappearing afterwards because presumably they're too far away for the Pathfinder to really care about them, that I really hope somebody can get that crystal. Can somebody reach that crystal? Because if not, we're in a complete jam. Maybe that's the point. Maybe the point of having monsters spawn far away that you can't. Hooray! Chief to the rescue. Not really. I'm just sort of work shadowing. Which means if this goes wrong, it's your fault, mate. Okay, that's good. That's that little bit done. Might push through this bit as well, just for no particular good reason. It pushes all the spawn points further away. There's one, for example. Gonna have to protect this crystal that's behind here, but one more blast and it should be gone. There we go. There we go. What was I talking about? Yes, maybe the idea of having monsters spawn sort of many distances away, where they initially just despawn and don't bother chasing after you or your base, is that it kind of desensitizes you to hearing the warning message that says a monster is approaching. Because then you think, well, sometimes a monster will be there and it will matter, and sometimes a monster will be there and it won't matter. So maybe that's what they're trying to sort of stop you from focusing on or worrying about. Well, that's the end of him, which is tremendous. I don't know where the other one went. Where's the other one? Oh, nowhere that matters. Good! That's what we like to hear. Right, we got quite a few crystals out and about, and I don't really like that, so I'm just going to leave this here. Attack to turret. And then, okay, there's a nice monster coming over there. I'm going to have to deal with him in a little bit. All coming around. I guess, are they coming to attack this, or are they coming to get the crystals that are lying about? They must just be going after the crystals, mustn't they? Okay, in that case, I'm going to... Oh, he's changing his mind about something. I don't really know what he's changing his mind about, but he's definitely changed his mind about something. I'm thinking about expanding the fence over that way a little bit to see if I can... stop the monsters from just walking past the fence. I'm not entirely convinced it's going to work, but I think it's worth a try. Yeah, let's get rid of this guy, please and thank you. I really need a truck. I just need a truck to get these crystals out of here, because there's too many people not doing that. Or not enough people doing that is what I'm trying to say. Die! Thank you. Yeah, what I want to do is kind of move the fence out a little bit, which, oh blimey, I can probably deal with him myself. Die, you beast. There we are. 2 blasts and he's gone. I can live with that. Yeah, I'm going to try putting a piece of fence sort of along here and here, because the lava monsters could just walk around, but I'm kind of hoping they're not going to be clever enough to do that. They probably will be, but we shall see. It would definitely defeat a rock monster or an ice monster, because they wouldn't be able to walk over the lava, but I'm not convinced it will work with a lava monster, but we shall wait and see what happens. Alright, you might as well come back for repairs, because I have a horrid feeling that's what this cheeky chappie's after. Okay, let's just take stock for a minute and figure out where we're at. We've got base camp set up, we've got all the buildings that we need, so there's no real need to build anything else, so that's grand. We have got the monsters pretty much under control, not entirely, but mostly. Where are you going? Oh, you're going to make a boulder. You're always doing that. It's a very silly thing to do. There's not much I can do to protect myself against the slugs for the moment, apart from just shoot the living hell out of them the moment I meet them. Yeah, see, this is what I mean about having independent systems of fence. It's very, very powerful. Okay. What I'm going to do is get rid of this wall over here, because I don't think this is actually doing us any good at the moment. Although, I was going to say this would give me a chance to see if that guy does walk into the fence, but he's got a boulder, which means he's probably just coming straight for base camp rather than going around. No, it's not. Calm yourself down. Oh, so many monsters. So many monsters. Okay, I'm going to do something I don't like doing, just in terms of the game, because I think it's quite messy, but I'm going to dramatically extend the reach of my fence. I really don't like doing this because I think it looks horribly messy, but I think aesthetics have to take a back seat to practicality in a moment like this. So what I'm going to do is expand the layer of fence as much as possible just to kill the monsters as early as possible. There we go. Plus, while they're walking through here, one of them will get killed here, and then a second one, like this one, will eventually die at a later point in the fence once it's had a chance to recharge. So I think that will help a bit. Maybe. Possibly. A little bit. Probably not, but, you know, it's worth a try, innit? Yeah. It looks messy, but to hell with aesthetics. To hell with aesthetics. Okay, again, I'm going to try and pick people who don't have guns. I think Jet has a gun. You won't have a gun, will you? You won't have a gun. You're a lovely person who wouldn't ever pick up a weapon and be mean to somebody. I'm sure that's exactly how the world works. Right, you get in there. Marvellous. And then Slimy Slugger's getting shot in the face. I think that's what you meant to say, Chief. No, it's not. Right, get that upgraded, and then yeah, he can just kind of dart in, get resources, and dart out again as needed. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this wall of stuff here, and my breakdancing small monster can leave. How sad. Yeah, not really convinced this is going to do me any good, but I don't see how it's going to do me any harm. Yeah. Set up some more fence. Yeah, because any monsters approaching from over there are just going to get killed a lot earlier, which means I don't really have to worry about them in the same manner that I used to, so that can only be a good thing. They're spawning out of there, aren't they, which is going to make things troublesome. Troublesome walls. I think getting the large mobile cutter was an absolutely essential decision. I don't think we're going to survive this without one. Maybe I should drive over there and knock some of those walls down so that we can get close enough to then walk over there and reinforce them. They'll still be able to spawn out of other places, like down there, but at this point it's a... At this point, it's a... Oh, don't worry about him. At this point, it's a war of attrition. I just have to beat them down a tiny bit every day, and eventually we'll win. Maybe. Possibly. Quite probably not. Okay, they're coming from far away. That's fine. I just want to push this back far enough. Okay, I didn't see that coming. I need to push that fence out a bit further. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We can do that. That's not the end of the world. Pain in my buttocks, but it's not the end of the world. Right, let's get all of that reinforced, and that will stop those monsters from... Sorry, I'm not paying attention. Die, you beast! You power-thieving person! Oh my goodness, can you imagine if that was like... Can you imagine that was a real thing? Like, I don't know. If the energy crisis got so bad that, like, people were plugging batteries into electric cars to steal power, that would be... Ah, blimey! That would be really bad, wouldn't it? Almost as bad as my performance at this game. Die! Damn it! You're not getting away with that, you bastard. Right, okay, we need to move this fence out because we're in a bit of a jam. We're in a big bit of a jam. We're in a bit... Ah, blimey! Oh, sheesh. Move it back! Back up, you big butt! What a frickin' disaster. Okay, if everybody could kindly come along and clean up my mess, that'd be grand. end. Okay, I'm going to move this system of fence out a bit, I think. Because the monsters are getting too close. And why is everyone just standing? Oh, because you don't have a... Because you don't have a teleport pad. Right, that explains a lot. I forget how important the tool store is, he says, giving it the wrong name, as he always does. He's a doofus. Right. Sorry. I'm in a bit of a flap. Okay. Upgrade that again. There we go. Okay. Now they can get all their fence and they can put all their resources away. Everything's going to be fine. I think. So bad at this game. Oh, sheesh. Okay. Don't worry about the monsters. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. What are you all panicking about? You're all panicking about the fact that I'm playing this game and I'm playing it quite badly. Okay. I kind of wish I could play this split screen. Not in that I want to play it co-op. I just want to like have one view on my base to make sure that there aren't any monsters approaching, and another view on what I'm actually working on. 5 monsters, bloody hell. I really did not expect the monsters to be the main issue in this. That's incredible. That is an incredible role reversal. Does that mean the slugs are going to be a massive issue in Rocky Horror? That would be an interesting dynamic to deal with. Okay, well they can't throw any boulders now, so that's just peachy. Get rid of this guy. Is there anywhere that doesn't really? Are you going to get? Yeah, I have a feeling you'll get. No, I stand corrected. Is there anywhere that doesn't really have any holes? Not really. Maybe over here? Because one strategy, of course, is to kind of repurpose, or reposition, I should say, your base somewhere that is further away from slug holes, so that the slugs have to travel further in order to be a problem, rather than, say, leaving your base right here, where it's only a tile or two away from a slug hole. Because I imagine the game is programmed to only have a certain number of slugs at a time. So if... interesting thought. If... What am I trying to say? If you've got 3 slugs that have spawned all the way over here, and they've got to spend 5 minutes coming over here, then being shot, and then retreating, and then spending another 5 minutes going back over there, the time that they're spending transiting from one to the other is time where the number of slugs is filled up, I suppose. Rather than them appearing and then and then disappearing after retreating, and then the cooldown resetting quite quickly. You probably know what I mean, and if you don't, then don't worry about it. It's not important. It's not important. Okay, where's the slug? There's the slug. Right. I can see that. I should have put this mining laser in a different place. I'm not having to worry about the sonic blasters, which is interesting. I would have thought... Well, I was going to say I would have thought they would be more important. In fairness, I would have thought that the... I would have thought the slugs in general would have been more damaging than they're being at the moment. So actually, they're far enough away that they probably would have. We probably would have been fine. We probably would have been fine if we just left them to die in the fence. But I'm going to kill them anyway because I'm just that much of a cad. Oh well, no, not that. Stop it. They would all die in the fence if I'd only put up some bloody fence. Oh, I'm so crap at this game. Okay, right. When we've got 3 seconds of breathing room, which is nowhere near now. Okay, he's dead. That's fine. This guy's probably going to make it through. Somebody's drained a crystal. That's a pain in my backside. Never mind. I don't even know what he's after, and I don't care to find out, to be frank with you. Okay. I'm not quite sure how they drained a crystal, but don't worry about it. It's going to be alright. Okay, yeah, see, if he spawns all the way over there, that's fine. Hang on, there's two. There's two. Where's the other one? They're both in the same place? No, he's there. Okay, right, that's fine. Monster's dead. That's tremendous. Get rid of him. And then I might just get rid of him with a large mobile laser cutter, actually, or at least weaken him a good bit. I think I read in the manual that slimy slugs can get past the electric fence because they're short enough that they can kind of slip underneath it, which, frankly, if you ask me, from a geometric point of view, I call bollocks. Where's the other one? There he is. Oh, blimey. We're kind of getting to a point where I just want to have men at base camp shooting these guys off. The problem is that because they've got land access to everywhere else, they're just going to run after monsters all the time, which is going to be more annoying than otherwise. I can't really automate the mining in the same way. Oh, blimey, can I have 3 seconds to myself? How many crystals have we got? 44. Okay, so we are about halfway there, if you include everything that's currently in buildings and how the hell did you get through that? Oh, because I've been stupid and I've put it in the wrong place. That's fine. It's not the first frickin' time I've been a stupid face. Oh, sheesh. Oh, never mind him. It doesn't matter, Phil. Focus on the important things in life. Anyway, back to the game. Right. Crises averted momentarily. Thank you for mending the power station, which I shot. Please give the architect my sincerest apologies. I am a moron. But that's nothing new. Okay. I'm gonna come over here and get these crystals, I think. Ah, blasted bastard. Shoot him in the... Shoot him in the... Thank you. Oh, not another one! They're so much more subtle is the problem. I want these great big lumbering oafs that I normally deal with. Right. If we could figure out what the hell this ice monster thinks he's playing at. Thank you. From where? From over there. Okay, that's fine. Okay. I think we've about... No, we've not got a handle on this. Oh, shit. They get to that power station so bloody quickly, and I'm sure the power station is their favourite. Okay, that's those crystals sorted out. That's good. There's a monster over there. I don't really know what he's doing or why he's going there, but that's fine. Maybe he thinks there's still crystals over here. He's a stupid face. Good, he can join the stupid face club. Its members are him and me. I know it would be sort of moving the game too much into a real-time strategy rather than anything else, but it would be kind of cool if you could have... If you could, like, define a kind of box here where you could say to your men, I want you to be inside this box and I don't want you to leave it. And basically the only reason I want that is to... sheesh. The only reason I need to extend the length of that fence... I've done it again! This mining laser is placed really stupidly. Oh, blimey, do I have to do everything myself around here? Yes, of course I do. That's why everything keeps going wrong. Not that! Get your big lasery arse out of my way! Right, okay. This line of fence needs to be extended by about 50 miles. Okay, that will kill them a bit earlier and stop them from jumping through, which is... Oh, sheesh. Maybe I should just accept that a lot of crystals are going to get drained, because it's not like we're losing them or anything, so, you know, it's just a case of a man then has to be busy taking them and recharging them, which isn't the end of the world. Right. Good. Okay. We're not going to get a moment to breathe, but that's fine. That's fine. It doesn't matter. What I'm going to do is get a second support station. Yes, I got to put it there for no particularly well-defined reason. I know that. I can see it. I can see it with my eyes. I've got eyes and I can see that I'm losing quite badly at this fight. Ow! Stop it! I think the slug's own job for them at this point. One problem at a time. Let's get another support station. We'll bring some more men down, and I think I'm just going to have a handful of people just just on action stations permanently and just shooting at monsters and slugs, because it doesn't hugely matter if they all wander off to fight a monster, like going off to deal with him, because I'll still have the mining laser here and I can just dart back to make up the time, as it were, while, yeah, when we end up in situations like this, for example. Yeah, I can always dart back to, like, pick up the slack, but then for the most part they should be here at base camp looking after things, which I think will just make my life a little bit easier, potentially. So, with the extra support station that we've got, I'm now going to bring down 5 more men, I have decided, for no particularly good reason. And I am going to give them guns, yeah. I want to have 5 more men with guns. Really don't know where he's going. Well, he's going to die. That much is evident. Yeah, we need to give some more men some guns. Have guns. Have guns. It'd be a very militant group of miners. Okay, this would push us off in that direction, which would potentially help us get rid of this, which would be lovely. So, just going to get rid of those messages. There we are. Yeah, because it doesn't really matter if a slug drains a few crystals. That's not the end of the world, because there'll always be people there to recharge them. That's not a terrible situation if that occurs. Yes, because yeah, the fence is keeping a reasonable handle on the monsters. I want to get a couple more trucks down because I feel like we need, because we're getting further away from base camp, so we need the greater efficiency. So I'm going to bring down 2 more trucks, I think, and I'm going to get some people into them and get them upgraded. Although you're probably going to have to train, though, aren't you? If you're noob. Oh, sheesh on a cracker with cream and cheese. Why would you? Okay, that's a problem. I didn't want to shoot him again because I was afraid he was going to. I was afraid he was going to retreat. So what I'm going to do is wait for him to ideally come back to ground, and then I can try and kill him in the fence, which will kill him in 1, and I won't have to worry about losing a crystal that I think he gobbled. Could you go and get some? Okay, yeah, or you can shoot him in the arse, that works too. But now I'm going to have to protect this crystal less. Nope, the truck has come and got it faster, that's marvellous. I don't really know why I'm bothering to kill this man, because the fence will do a better job for me. Everything here is reasonably under control. Let's get this upgraded further. There we go. Okay, we've pretty much got things under control. My breakdancing rock monster, or lava monster, has come back and has been joined by a breakdancing spider. The duo the world didn't need or want. Right, never mind, we've got another truck. I'm going to get 1 more, I think. And we're going to put the chief in it because his old arthritic bones deserve it. What, to sit down? You're never too old to sit down, mate. Never too old for a damn good sit down. Okay. Okay. It's gonna be okay. We're keeping things vaguely under control for the time being. I'm gonna shoot this guy because I'm not really sure where the rest of my army's gone. Yeah, the problem is like when monsters spawn all the way over here and then they're walking and then that's drawing everyone away. That's my biggest problem at the moment. That's my biggest problem. Keeping these systems of fence independent has proved to be quite a boon, so I'm not displeased with that. Okay. We've got 3 trucks, we've got plenty of soldiers, we've got a good system of fence going on. I think we're just about going to survive this, at least for the time being. So I'm going to push us through here and see what there is to be seen. And getting rid of this line of hard rock will help with minimising lava monster spawns in this area of the map, which is good. Although, saying that, that's perhaps the thing I don't want to do because do you mind? Do you mind? Thank you very much. Also, could somebody, whatever your name is, could you just come over here and get this? Because it being laying on the floor is just annoying me. Sorry, I keep looking at it and thinking it's a crystal toad. Thank you. I appreciate your contribution to the greater good. Yes, it potentially isn't a great idea to get rid of these, actually, because that means... because when monsters spawn here and walk over the lava, that's fine, because the men can't access them, because they can't walk on the lava, so they can't make a pathway to the monster. So that's not really an issue. The issue is when monsters spawn a long way away along a ground, a path, in a location which has a pathway of ground. That's when we have a greater issue. Oh, I didn't upgrade you. I most dreadfully... I should have really, you know, like, got this crystal collected before I warned about that. But don't worry. There we are. That's the end of that situation. Hopefully he'll twig eventually that he needs to go away. I'll get rid of these slugs, if I can shoot them. The angles on these, bloody hell. Not that, for crying out loud. It's not rocket science. I know you're being piloted by a ghost, but come on. Okay, where's the chief gone? I don't know where the chief's bloody gone. I'll catch him on the flip side. Fine, whatever. Well, blimey. Too many monsters. I'm gonna get rid of this one as best I can. I forgot how fast they go on the rubble. That's incredible. Right, that's the end of him. Everything's under control. It's all right. Everything's going to be fine. Hopefully the frame rate's been. I've been keeping an eye on that. Where did I leave my base again? This map is so new. I don't know how to recognize it. Okay, right. Oh, I don't give a damn. It's fine. The men will deal with it, and if they won't, well, it's fine. Probably. I'm afraid of encountering another enormous slug. But maybe that's inevitable. Yeah, maybe that's inevitable. Okay. What in the world? Okay. You come back. I don't really know exactly how, in the name of Bluebeard's bollocks, I'm going to deal with the situation. Okay. This is a problem I didn't anticipate. I mean, I knew it'd be big. I didn't think it'd be that bloody big. I mean, look on the bright side. I can't freaking miss at this distance, except that the beam arm of the upgrade station's in the way. Oh, bloody marvelous. Right, if the I have got to build another one of these bloody things. Oh, sheesh, there's one over there. Okay, right. Once he comes round the bend, and I've gone round the bend too, then oh my, I cannot shoot him because all the bloody buildings are in the way. Bloody hell, that thing is enormous. We're gonna lose a few crystals here, but that's okay. It's gonna be all right. Okay, what I'm gonna do is build a new mining laser because this one doesn't freaking work. I'm gonna have one here. Yes, and then I can just pick and choose whether I want to use this one over here or use the one that's further over there to kind of get me a wider array of angles that I can use for shooting slugs, because I don't want to be dealing with this situation. I think I'm going to extend my line of fence a bit further as well. Try and kill the monsters a little bit earlier. There's another slug that needs to die. Well, not die, none of them die. You can't actually kill the slugs, which I find curious. You can't actually kill the slugs. I feel like you... Well, you couldn't kill the slugs originally, but what you could do was... What are you worrying about? Get on with life. What you could do was... Oh, I've given you an even shorter path to sustenance, have I? Well, what an idiot I am. I think if they got down to 0 health, they just burrow into the ground and disappear immediately, wherever they were, regardless of going back to a hole. If I remember correctly, it's been a long time since I played the original Back to Basics. Okay, what I'm going to do is just drive this thing around so that I can get a little scan and see sort of where is where and what is what. Because if there are certain areas that don't lead anywhere, I want to focus on those first. Okay, well, There's a lot of rock there, but whether it goes anywhere, I don't know. And that leads off somewhere interesting as well. Okay. Okay. Let's just be over here in the quiet where I can't hear the sheer bloody chaos of home. Blimey. And we'll drill out a little bit of this. We'll see what we see. We'll see what we find. And then I'm going to keep a vague eye on the map as well, just to see if any red dots appear for any monsters that are spawning around here, because obviously I can't really reinforce stuff at the moment with how few people I have on the ground and how many how many units of distance they'd have to travel in order to get over here. Excuse me. I've got the hiccups, and I specifically didn't have my dinner before this recording because I didn't want to be blighted with hiccups, and yet here they are all the same. Maybe it has nothing to do with me eating before recording. Maybe it's just the fact that I'm jabbering on so much. Okay, there's a cavern behind there, but before we do that, there are slight additional preparations I wish to engage in. We've got 15 men, we got 10 troops, and 4 vehicles, which means we've got 1 extra vehicle as on account, or 1 extra man who isn't in a vehicle. So I'm going to put him on a tunnel transport for flexibility.
The cave is safe undiscovered.
What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that coming over the hill? It's a monster that thought there was a crystal here, but didn't realise that was old news. So, oh, that's interesting. They don't kill the spiders when they step on them. Curious. Meaningless, but sort of curious. Okay, well the slugs seem to have all gone away for the grand total of 3 seconds, which is beautiful as far as I'm concerned. Okay, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Sheesh. And he's 50 miles away, so that's fine. That gives everybody time to come home. Okay, let's carry on. What do you think? We're going to find another giant slug? No! Brilliant! Good! Tremendous! This makes me happy! This brings joy to the exploding organ within my chest. Some have mislabeled a heart. Oh, blimey. Okay. I don't care, you get it. Somebody else can figure everything else out. Okay, what else have we got on the radar? It looks like there might just be solid rock behind here. We are getting pretty close to the edge of the map, so I'm not too worried about encountering any more caverns. That's fine, and then I think when we come over here, this will join up along here, and then maybe we'll reach around the back of this river, which will be interesting, because that'll be a really, a really stupid thing to do. How many stupid things have you seen people do today? Quite a lot since you've been watching the last hour of this. Okay, okay, my goodness gracious. Okay, now, that would be a hell of a thumbnail. I'm not going to use it for obvious reasons, but what but I can't do. Why are you not taking any damage? What, why is it taking me 3 blasts to do 1 point of health? I'm going to have to shoot this man like 4,500 times? Okay, my brain doesn't work, but okay, I need to go and drink some very strong coffee, I think. No, I need to... sheesh. At least all the trucks will just deal with that and nothing else at the time being. Okay. Interesting. Am I just gonna have to deal with him permanently now? How? Why didn't you just give him 5,000 health points? Why did you have to make it so that he... Oh, he's leaving. Oh. Well, that's a bit of a damp squib, isn't it? Where are all my men gone, by the way? Oh, there they are. Oh, okay. 15 seconds ago, I'd have loved him to have left, but now that he has, you know, I'm a bit sad. Anyway, enough about my personal life. What is going on? Okay. I'm just gonna like sit here and you can all have a look at this for a minute. I'm gonna drink some water and I'm gonna try and calm down.
Slimy slug is invading your base. A monster has appeared.
Okay.
How is the range of the building?
So there was a slug that had like 1600 health points. But it took me 3 blasts to do 1 point of
Slimy
health.
slug is invading your base.
So my mental arithmetic isn't very good. That's like how many is that? It'd be 4,500 plus 300. 4,800? That seems like a lot. Yes.
Monster has appeared.
4,800 blasts to kill him. Just from the large mobile laser cutter. Which is a lot. Which would basically be that he was there forever and it would almost be pointless. It would almost be pointless to try and defend against him.
An energy crystal has been found.
I mean, if you had enough men, if you had like 20 soldiers just shooting constantly, that would go faster. But he would basically be a permanent issue.
An energy crystal
But
has been
that would be very, very difficult to deal with. That would be almost sort of brilliantly difficult to deal with from a game design perspective, because it would tie up all your men. Because then they wouldn't be able to focus on anything else, because they'd say, we've got this target. Eventually they'd run out of other targets to shoot, other monsters, other slugs. And then they'd say, well, this is the person we have to shoot next. So they start shooting him, and they'd just keep whittling away at his health for the next 300 years or so. Until it was all finally over. But then why did he just leave?
Slimy slug is invading
Was he
your base.
supposed to do that? Was that the... That was... Yeah, that was the closest slug hole, wasn't it? We should really just relocate the whole base over here. There's no slug holes for about 50 miles. That would be a really sensible thing to do, but I just can't be asked. I can't be bothered. Yeah. Why did he just run away? Was it that he spawned so far away from base that like, because we had some monsters that spawned all the way over here, didn't we? Like, oh no, you're retreating, that's fine. Like, we had some monsters that spawned all the way over here, I'm almost sure of it, and then they disappeared immediately. So is there perhaps some sort of a thing where, if they are X number of tiles away from something that they can influence, like, you know, a vehicle to attack, or a crystal to eat if it's a monster, or a building they can drain,
crystal has been found.
if they're that far away from it, they just go to the nearest despawn point. Maybe, but then what's the point of having... Is the idea just to have him there as a sheer, like a panic factor? Just like an oh bollocks factor? If you'll forgive me coining a daft phrase.
Slimy slug is invading your base.
Just to have like a, oh, this is an appalling situation, how the hell do I deal with this? I have no idea, and then realizing, actually, no, we're not going to make you deal with this situation, maybe because it would just be too difficult and it would just make the entire level impossible. I don't know. Makes me fearful now that we're going to get that in Rocky Horror, and it's going to be like, here's a rock monster with 5,000 health points. Good luck. Don't do that to me. I'm just going to wish so hard that my wish is A, telepathically communicated to the developer, and B, travels through time. Far enough back to when this remastered version of this level was being designed. That it is heard and actioned by the developer. Oh, bloody hell. The wonderful thing about the remaster campaign, and we're obviously not at the end of it yet, but we are, I was going to say rapidly approaching it. No, we're sort of arthritically chugging towards it. Is that I have never been able to guess what it's going to do. It has been so creatively designed that at no point have I been able to guess what it's going to do. I never guess the huge monsters. I guess the huge slug, but I figure after you've seen the huge monsters a few times, that's kind of a given at that point almost. It would be a wasted opportunity not to do it, even if it is slightly obvious after you've seen the giant monsters. And in fairness, if I was going to say if you weren't like exploring out the entirety of the map, then maybe you wouldn't see them. But if you're playing the remaster campaign and you're not exploring out the whole map, you're not really doing it right. Do you mind being ever so slightly less of a cad, sir? Okay, this is going to be an issue. This is going to be an issue because he's just going to keep whacking stuff. Oh, you never got an upgraded engine, you poor old soul. You poor old... Oh, great. And now all the men have... Oh, bollocks. Right. This is a heck of a situation, isn't it? And it must be bad, which means nobody's repairing any crystals, which means the tunnel transport is doing it all by itself. Oh, blimey. See, this is what I meant about people being drawn away from base camp. That's the danger. Because that is what would happen if that giant slug had carried on living. He would have he'd taken up the entire army's focus, and they'd have had nothing else that they could do other than focus on him, which would have been ghastly. But never mind. I think we've got that little crisis under control now, so we can carry on. Now, what was I talking about? Yes, well, screw you with an ice cream. That's a phrase no human's ever said before, I hope. There we go, he retreated before he ate it. Good. Oh, blimey. Yeah, I could never have predicted any of the things that the remaster campaign has thrown our way. And I love that. I don't know what final rabbit they're going to pull out of the hat for Rocky Horror, but I'm sure it's going to be an incredible thing, and we shall see. And I'm very curious to see what is awaiting us in that last cutscene. Well, this is a jam, isn't it? This is a real jam. Well, look on the bright side. The slug can't eat that. Oh, blimey, the air. The air, where is the air? It's not there. It's not fair. Right, we're gonna need a man who can actually put the barriers down. So, I am electing Barrier Man. Hello, Barrier Man. You have been genetically bred to be the perfect barrier layer. Goodness gracious. Okay. We've got plenty of time. Oh, we've got less time actually now because of Barrier Man. Ah, blimey! Stop it. Stop being a cad. You too. Go away. You get repaired. Get repaired. There we are. Press the wrong button. Okay. One bloody problem at a bloody time. One bloody problem at a time. Yes. Okay. This situation's reasonably under control. Barrier Man is going to mend the barriers. I'm going to get rid of this monster. I'm going to try and figure out where they're spawning from as well. Maybe Barrier Man can also become Reinforcement Man. Are they spawning from over here? Is that what's happening? Because if that's what's happening, then that's a right pain in my bum. But I can live with it. Barrier Man, become Hammer Man. It's hammer time! Indeed. Ah, blimey. Oh, the frame rate seemed terrible for a moment, but as soon as I look at it, it then mends itself like a naughty child. Right. Yes, there we are. Go and do some reinforcements. Okay. I think I can leave the situation to look after itself for 5 minutes. Probably. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. But I want to get away from all the busyness so that the frame rate stops freaking dying. Oh, blimey, please, no more of this. I can't cope. Is there any way I can do this where it'll just, like, make a little crack in the crevice and the slug won't be able to pop out? Maybe. Okay, there wasn't one there, but that's good. Oh, sheesh. I'm tired. I'm so tired. Okay. We're nearly there. Even without all the crystals you've got in buildings, we are about 2/3 of the way there. Okay. We're gonna get there. It's gonna be okay. It's probably not okay. That's the end of him. And that's the end of him. Good. Sorry, I don't mean to be slouching, but at this point I'm losing the will to live. This is a great design for this level. It's brilliant, right? I don't know. I can't decide if they've made the slugs more challenging. How you make the slugs more challenging after the original Back to Basics, I don't bloody know. But they've brought the monsters forward to be a much greater threat than they ever were, which is an interesting dynamic, as I said before, because I know
Slimy slug is invading your base.
Interesting. Okay, we'll come back to all of that in a minute. We'll come back and do a David Attenborough in 5 minutes. Bollocks. Where from the dire beasts? 3 of the little bastards, bloody hell. Could you, like, sort this situation out, please? Thank you. Slightly important and immediate. Maybe we should clear the stuff that's around here. Oh, I don't know. Right, we do a David Attenborough. Here we see the large, shiny, slimy slug in its natural habitat. We observe the curious sleeping behavior, which scientists theorize it only does when it has A, no access to a building from which it may suck power juices, and B, has no access to a slug hole. Interesting. It's not meaningful, but it's interesting. Okay. I want to sort of give up, frankly. No, I'm going to go to this chick Charlie over here. And then I'm going to do a test. I am going to... I'm going to go and deal with that, and then I'm going to come back once I've had 5 seconds to think about what the hell it is I'm going to do with my life. And then, would you get out of the... No, you wouldn't get out of the way. Fine. I'll deal with the situation myself. There we go. 7 slugs, bloody hell. It's a good thing we've got the computing power to manage this, because back in the day, the whole freaking game would have crashed about 6 times by now. Clear as many of these little bastards out as I can. There's more of them. They just want to sit on top of each other. I can't really see them. Yes, and I don't really give a damn about the monsters. They seem to be sorting themselves out at this point. Stop it. Yes, I want to do a test where I... Okay, that's vaguely under control. I want to do a yeah. I want to do a test where I shoot this piece of wall here. Are we still asleep? Okay, so it's not purely about whether or not they have access to something. Okay, interesting. Will he wake up if I drive past him? Is that how the world works? Will he wake up if I drive past him? Or do I have to shoot him? No, he's awake. Okay. Now, the test I want to do is to see... Will he just walk all the way back over here, go in that hole, and then go to sleep? Or will he... I should do this from a top-down perspective, gives me a much better view on things. Will he... Yeah, will he just go into the slug hole and then retreat and run away? Would you get the hell out of the way? Thank you. I shouldn't have my tool store there. It's really, really badly placed. I'm going to put it somewhere else. Yeah, I'm just going to plonk it here in the corner, just because that keeps people from being bothered about it. He's still trucking on down the avenue. Yes. I'm gonna put this here just to kind of draw the trucks and the tunnel transport away from the large mobile laser cutter, from the mining laser, even because they're just irritating the hell out of me at the moment. Although I'm gonna have to put another piece of power path there, or else they're gonna lose. Or else they're going to lose a power connection, and that's not good. Let me get rid of all of these frickin' slugs, because I don't know where my men have gone. Probably off to fight the world's second largest slug. But we'll deal with that situation in a minute. Here we go. Yes. Right, now I'm going to get rid of this. And that will hopefully keep everybody away from the mining laser and give me a slightly clearer line of sight to my enemies. Okay, the men in the fence are doing a good job of keeping the monsters under control. No, he is coming to attack. Okay, I rather wish I'd been shooting him all along. I'd be in a better situation by now, if that was the case. But never mind, it's not. Okay, interesting. So he was further away from base camp, and he didn't retreat. Interesting. The fact that he's bigger, does that mean that he... Okay, okay, I thought he was just going for the other hole there for a minute, but he wasn't. So that slug was further away than the super big one, only he didn't retreat, he carried on. That's weird. That's weird. Why is that like that? Was he just specifically programmed to just retreat? Is there some way that the game has programmed him to specifically retreat and not do anything else? Purely so that somebody got damaged, didn't they? No, seemingly not. No, everybody's... Oh, it was you and you're automatically repairing yourself. Well, that's fine then, isn't it? I can live with that. Okay, we're getting more men. We can get another 4 men. I'm going to give them all the guns because at this point we need more boots on the ground. Because the number of slugs is getting out of hand. Everything's fine. Where do we stand on the crystals front? After 120 or 77? So we need another 20, give or take. Okay, blimey. This is another reason why... Well, I was going to say this is another reason why I don't think a 2-player version of this game would work very well, because I think it would just make it far too easy. Because you could just have one person keeping the base under control and another person who's going out and mining everything, which I know is like half the attraction of the whole concept of it being multiplayer, but I really don't think it would work. But I am rather biased when I say that, because I struggle to enjoy any multiplayer games. So I am, you know, biased in that regard. I'm never going to be particularly in favour of a multiplayer game, because I've never found one that I enjoy playing. So it's not really my cup of... Well, actually, no, it is my cup of tea, because I don't like tea, because I think tea doesn't taste very nice. So it is very much my cup of tea. It's not my cup of hot cocoa, is what I'm trying to say. Right. Plenty of extra crystals here. These will all add up and take us a good way towards reaching that 95 total, which is good. There's still another whole half of the map we haven't even bloody looked at yet. But don't you worry about that. Oh my goodness gracious. I am not going to get to bed early tonight, am I, like I wanted to? Never mind. Never mind. It's not the end of the world. It's the end of my vaguely repaired sleep schedule. Never mind. Actually, if we bust through here, that will give the trucks a massively shorter route, which would be very helpful. So that can only be a good thing. So let's break through here, give the trucks a little shortcut, and then we'll just pop back to base for a moment and see that everything's under control. Blimey. Shush, I don't care. I don't care. Yes, I know a slug is invading my base. A slug has been invading my base for the last hour. I can see why some people turn the messages off. I never will. I never will. Partly because I kind of need them because I'm stupid. But as much as I don't hear them half the time. Hooray! We did it! No. We're seeing this through to the end. Whether that's the end of the video or the end of my life, whichever one comes first, I don't really know. But we will get there. We will get there. Okay, I'm going to leave that there for a moment and just get a quick reconnoitre on what's going on back home. Badness, many bads. Many bads and no goods. Moving the tool store seems to have helped a little bit. They're not just bunching up around here, which is grand. Okay. Maybe having some more men was helpful. I don't really know. Oh, that's I thought it was the edge of an ice monster. It's not. It's just It's just a bubble. It's just a bubble. It's just the thought bubble of Barrier Man, who turned into Hammer Man, who has now turned into Bubble Man. He is a man of many names, man of many things. Anyway. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of... I'm gonna leave him. Okay, moving swiftly on with life. In general. Okay, that side of the map I think is finished. I think we're done with all of that, so it's just basically everything to the right-hand side of here. Okay. I can deal with this situation. I can't deal with this monster who's going to be a big pain in my buttocks. But never mind. Thank you. I don't think you got a crystal today. No, I don't think so. I think the tunnel scout got it first. Good! Goodness gracious. I'll be honest, and I don't say this in any level with any level of pride. I'm just saying this as a factual observation. This is not going as badly as I thought it would, right? Which perhaps gives you an indication of how low my standards were, how low my expectations were going into this. But no, this is not going as badly as it could be going. This could be dramatically worse. We have pretty much got things under wrap. If we get that many more crystals and that many more slugs start spawning, then we could be in a bit of a jam because we might literally just run out of people. But for this moment in time, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. It's interesting how they've, I suppose, diffused so many of the old-fashioned strategies that you would use, like the island that used to be there, which was full of crystals and you could go to and then try and Please, this one takes a reasonable amount of health damage. I'm just gonna have to. I'm gonna go in the corner and cry for a while. Do you mind? Oh, you do. Oh, that's a shame. Yes, that's a lot of damage he's taking there, but that's not. Oh. We seem to have reached a bit of a lull in the storm. Actually, everybody's gone away and calmed down for it, which is lovely. It's all right, mate. You've lost the war. You can leave now. Bloody hell! Look at the freaking size of that thing. If we get any more of those, I want to look at them in sort of a third-person perspective like this to see. To see if their heads actually clip through the ceiling. Have they? Oh, what's going on? What's going on here? This is weird. This is wrong. Why is everything stopped? I'd forgotten what this world looks like when I have that red light flashing in my eye. Everything's calmed down. That's weird. Is it because I've completed the objectives or the monsters have given up? They're like, oh well, we can't stop you from winning the game anymore, so we're not going to bother trying. Is that what's happening? I don't mind if that is what's happened. I feel like it's a slightly, what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry, I'm just turning an alarm off on my phone that's reminding me of something, which I do need to do, but I don't need to be interrupted in the middle of a recording, to do it. Is that it? Have we won? I mean, we have won because we've completed the objective, but that's not what I mean. Either the game has bugged out completely, or it is designed that all the monster spawns and the slug spawns end once you complete the objectives. Which is interesting, but that's not the way I would have thought they'd program it, because surely you're going to get, as we did, you know, even with loads of buildings and vehicles and stuff, we're only about halfway through the map and we've completed the objective, so surely they'd want you to keep fighting tooth and nail till the bitter end, but maybe not. I don't know. If any of you have played this level and you saw the same thing happen, then maybe that suggests that it is programmed in and not just some random occurrence or a bug. Have I seen that in any other levels? Have we seen that in any other levels where there have been like loads of monsters spawning until we completed the objectives and then it all stopped?
Has been found.
The worst one I can think of for monsters was I Spy, but then that was because of sleeping monsters being woken up. That wasn't because of monsters spawning, if I remember correctly, so that was a different sort of situation.
Crystal has been found.
Hmm.
An energy crystal has been found.
Interesting. I was going to turn this into a comparatively less eventful ending, which I don't really mind. We're already 90 minutes in, so it's the length of an old film, back when films were reasonable lengths before they were about 12 hours long. Sorry. Yes, sorry, that's completely thrown me. I wasn't expecting that. I was all booked in for another 3 hours of horror. I didn't expect things to calm down the way that they have, but hey, I'll take what I can get. This may just be the calm in a storm before the second wave arrives, but they seem to have lost interest in fighting the bad fight, if you'll let me coin another stupid phrase. Well, I suppose that gives us the opportunity to talk about other things, rather than just complaining about the frame rate and worrying about crystals being drained. Unfortunately, I can't think of anything else to talk about, which is a bit of a shame. But never mind. So where are we exactly on the map at the moment? We're sort of here. I don't think this bit of land really existed before. I think there was just a snaking pathway that came around this side. There definitely wasn't this bridge here. Where are you lot going? Oh, you're going over there. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Weird. Weird and wonderful in its own way. Okay, well, I mean, you know, there's still a load of area over there, so we may well encounter another couple of giant slugs, and then we'll have to go back to all action stations, all hands on deck, everybody grab a gun, and shoot like hell. So it might not all be over, but for the time being, I think we've weathered the worst of the storm and we've survived, which I'm frankly quite impressed with. I had to abandon my old preferences when it came to strategies, because normally I don't like to ever have more than 10 men, and I don't like to just plaster the map with electric fence, because I think that looks very ugly, as much as it's an inarguably effective strategy. Because you kill the monsters earlier, and if you've got sort of those big multi-layered areas of fence, then it doesn't matter if they come in 2x2 or even 3x3, because the first one dies and then the recharge has reset itself by the time the next monster comes in, so they still die before they reach your base. And keeping them further away from base camp is also excellent for preventing them from throwing rocks at your base. So there are many reasons why that is a good strategy, but I don't know. Aesthetics, unfortunately, and they shouldn't, but in games, aesthetics matter to me more than whether something's tactically sound or not. In games where if you can like choose your armor set, for example, I'll always just wear whatever armor I think looks the best, rather than whatever armor has the best stats. I know some people go completely the other way and they'll wear something that looks completely, utterly daft just because it gives them a good a status bonus or something. I think I was watching a video about that a while ago, actually, of like really daft armors that people still wore because it gave them good stats. It's one of those, was an example of that in the video, a set of mushroom armor from Elden Ring? Possibly. I don't know, I've not played Elden Ring myself. It's a little bit too Dark Souls from what I understand for me to have the bravery to try it. I am very much a casual gamer. I think games should be fun and relaxing and in no way strenuous or difficult or challenging. So this is as difficult and as strenuous of a game as I am physically capable of playing. I don't want to be challenged, I just want to come home and relax and stop thinking about clients and bills, which is what I spend most of my day thinking about. So, okay, there's a new cavern on the other side of here. I don't really want to look at that yet. We'll look at that in a little bit. But yeah. No, I have absolutely nothing against people that do enjoy a challenge in games, and I am very impressed by people that achieve great challenges in games, whether that's speedrunning things or completionists and achievement hunters. It's very impressive the dedication that some people put in to overcoming the obstacles and the hurdles that are designed into games. I just get much more satisfaction out of watching somebody else do that on a YouTube video than I do doing it myself. But you know, that's one of the good things about games, isn't it? They let you play the game however you want to play it, including as much or as little as you want to play it. So if you just want to play a little bit of it and just see a few daft things and do a few daft things, that's fine. You don't have to go all the way to the end and do absolutely everything if you don't want to. So that's kind of cool. Right, there's another undiscovered cavern on the other side of here that I am trying for as long as possible to avoid, because I just don't want to deal with another giant bloomin' slug at this point. Yeah, let's just carry on making this completely useless and pointless little crevice through here for no particular good reason. Hello, hell's bells! Okay, this is a situation we've got ourselves in. Let's see if I can get some of the little ones to turn back. Oh, not another blooming massive one! Ah, get your ass out of the way! Okay, interesting. You just okay. So they're gonna come this way. Interesting. I'm trying. If the Tom Transport will get out of the way, thank you. I'm gonna try and shoot some more of the little ones, just try and get them to retreat, and then the big guy can be dealt with by everyone else. Because when they really bunch up and all shoot at the same time, they will do a lot of damage. If they would all bunch up instead of, where are you going, you dingus? Thank you. Oh yeah, I didn't look in third person, did I? Sorry. Yeah, he just about fits. By a small margin. By a very small margin, he just about fits. Right. Okay, this is fine. There's no monsters, there's lots of time, there's nothing to worry about. Just calm down, everything's fine. I assume, despite the fact that they're bigger, they won't drain power any more efficiently than anybody else would. I kind of wish I could shoot the little guy rather than just constantly shooting this one, but never mind. Yeah, presumably he doesn't drain power any faster or any more so than anybody else does. I mean, presumably. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Oh, blimey. See, that's why I didn't want to go in that bloody cave. That's why I didn't want to go in the bloody cave. Because I knew we'd find that. Oh, what are we talking about? Oh, we're talking about games being challenging, and I don't really know why. Yes. In games like Skyrim or Fallout New Vegas, for example, I'll wear whatever I think the best looking armor is, even if it doesn't give me the best stats, which is completely stupid, because I play Fallout New Vegas and Skyrim in first person, so I can't even see the armor, so it really doesn't matter, but it does, in a stupid daft way. So the roof seems a bit, oh, is that because it darts down so much so that it can go down to the lava? Is that why the roof suddenly caves like that? That's curious. What was I blabbering about? Yes, the reason I went on to that really long, boring tangent, which you had no interest in whatsoever, and were desperately hoping would end about 5 minutes before that it did. The reason I went on into all that is because I kind of hamper myself by employing weaker but more aesthetically pleasing strategies than more effective strategies which say to hell with aesthetics, including in this game, where I don't want to have more men, or I don't want to have heaps of fence lying around just because I think it looks a bit messy, and maybe that's part of it. Maybe another part of it is just that I like to fall into my own little rhythm and just do the same old tried and tested methods again and again without trying something new and sort of different and dangerous, I suppose. That's probably an element of it as well. I'd be lying if I said I didn't play this game most of the time, not really when I'm playing videos, or playing for videos. But, oh look, a cave with no slugs in it. Who'd have thunked such a thing was humanly possible? Not I. Yes, most of the time when I play a game, I want to just play the same sort of old tried and tested methods, because I get a lot of satisfaction out of the familiar, I suppose. There are some people who... Sorry, Steam is shouting at me about something unimportant, I'm sure. It's probably telling me a game that you've completely forgotten is on your wish list because you put it on there about 10 million years ago is like 2% off. Like, that's fascinating. I don't really care, Steam. Stop interrupting me. Yes, there are some people in the world who can't watch a television show twice, or they can't read a book twice, because once it's not new and novel and different and unknown, it doesn't hold the same level of satisfaction and it doesn't hold the same level of satisfaction and interest and entertainment value that it once did. I, on the other hand, am completely the other way. I can watch the same television program, I can read the same book again and again and again, and oh, another cave with no slugs in it. Lovely! Lovely stuff. Again and again and again, and be able to recite the dialogue as I'm going through sometimes even, and that's just fine for me. My main comfort game, more than any other, is probably Batman Arkham City, which I've probably played from start to finish. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, bloody hell. Not the 5,000 health point one, which is lovely. I should probably turn action stations, shouldn't I? Not that, what am I doing? How do I get into, like, first person? Not that, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to, like, make the camera track with the this, and I don't remember how to do it. There we go. I don't know what I did or how I did it, but I've got the thing that I wanted now, so I'm going to stop complaining. Yeah, I've probably played Batman Arkham City, I don't know, 40 times, start to finish, between my old computer and the Xbox 360 that I had, and then I was playing it as the remastered version on Xbox One, and then playing it again on this computer. I've played it a great many times, to the point where I can quite literally recite the dialogue as I go through, and that's fine for me, because it's familiar, and experiencing something and knowing exactly what is coming and exactly what is going to happen, and then seeing it all unfold the way that I know that it does, I find very comforting, for one reason or another. I suppose because life is so unpredictable and unreliable, and there's so very much that is changing and going on, and it's difficult to keep track of, that I find it satisfying to step away from that and just have something very familiar. So for that reason, it's comforting to just have the same old boring strategies again and again and again, even if I've used them 100 times. I suppose that's something that's changed with age, because when I was younger, considerably younger, I did take satisfaction in playing back to basics and trying out lots of different strategies for beating it, which is why I can think of many different strategies that were used. Obviously there was the make a beeline for the island, try and chuck all of those crystals in as quickly as possible to get you up to 45. There was slowly mine things out, collect crystals, but don't go above sort of 8 or 9, which is when the slugs used to spawn. Instead, sort of get 3 crystals, put them in a truck, get 3 crystals, put them in a truck, and then just have a little mass of trucks in your base camp. And then once you've got enough of them, beam them all up, and then dump the crystals into the tool store incredibly quickly, so that you spend as little time as possible between going over the threshold of about 8 or 9 crystals where the slugs begin to spawn, and then reaching the 45 crystals when the mission ends. If you can minimise that time, then you don't have to worry about the slugs for quite as long. Or there was a strategy where you would go off to the right hand side and you'd make like a tiny little canyon in between the rock, and then you would put an unpowered tool store in there, because slugs weren't able to walk through buildings, so you could essentially block a pathway and stop slugs from pursuing you by, well, building a blockage that they couldn't pass. Have we missed anything here? There's a bit over here that we'll need to deal with. We'll need the tunnel transport to carry the large mobiles cutter over there, so we'll get to that in due course. But that's a problem for a little bit later. Yeah, another strategy which was similar. It gave you a little bit more flexibility in terms of map, but it was the same basic principle applied, where you would try and put up barriers around slug holes. So you would surround slug holes with unpowered buildings in order to block slugs, so they would spawn and they'd come out of the hole, but then they wouldn't be able to go anywhere, and then they wouldn't be able to screw around with your base. So that was another strategy. And an important part, which sort of applies to all of the strategies I've just mentioned, actually, was when you'd start, there'd be that sort of wall along here that we had before. You'd punch through here probably to get access to the river, to the lake and the island rather. But if you left one piece of wall unreinforced and then put 2 bits of fence in front of it, so that, as I said earlier, monsters spawn out of the wall and immediately step into the fence, then they would immediately die, and then that would stop the monsters from being a problem, because they'd always spawn from that point because it was the closest part of wall to your base, but they would also immediately die, so they were never a problem. And if your men didn't worry about them while they were spawning or while they were dying, they'd actually only be alive for maybe half a second, so there really wasn't very much to worry about. So that was a good way of diffusing the monsters and stopping them from being a long-term issue, allowing you to focus entirely on the slugs and not worry about the monsters. So that was another good strategy to employ. Right, what the hell are we going to see on the other side of here? I have no idea, but we're going to have a look and we're going to see.
Cavern has been discovered.
Nothing. Good. I like nothing. Okay, that's the reinforcement over here. Okay, so that's good. So I think we're very nearly done in this sort of side of the map. I don't think we're going to get off into that corner over there, and then we can get off those. We can never mind. I'm tired. We can go off to the other side of the map where there were those little bits by the lava that we're going to need the tunnel transport to give the large mobile laser cutter a little ride in order to get over there. And then we'll explore that last little bit, we'll see what is there, and then I reckon we will be about finished.
An energy crystal has been found.
Bloody hell. This has been an experience. Right, are we done? I'm going to do this on the radar, actually, as much as I'm not very good at telling the difference between hard rock and solid rock on the radar, but I think we're about finished. Yeah, there's one little seam there. Right, where's the tunnel transport? It is all the way over there. Hello. Yeah, let's get the large mobile laser cutter, because there's a bit through here and a bit over here, which I'm going to guess is going to join up into a little sort of pathway along here. So we'll have a look at that. It probably won't matter if there's any slugs there because they won't be able to get past the lava. So
Tunnel transport.
it shouldn't matter if there are any slugs there because we won't really have to deal with them, I hope. So yeah, should be a nice, calm, relaxing, enjoyable little end to this ordeal. And then we can finish up. And I can spend the next several weeks worrying about doing rock hard. Not rock hard, Rocky Horror, even. Right. I'm going to need the tunnel transport to collect those crystals, aren't I? So I will drill this out a little bit, and then I'll drop the large mobile laser cutter on the ground, and then it can just sort of drive along while we leave the tunnel transport to do crystal collection. So I am going to drive this up here, drop that off, there we are, and the tunnel transport can worry about getting crystals, and I can finish drilling all of this out. Oh dear, this has been a really, really fun level to play. Very stressful, but very, very fun. This is a brilliantly designed reimagining of Back to Basics. Can't even think of words at the moment. It genuinely, I am incredibly impressed. I've been very impressed with all the levels in the remaster campaign, but this one I think is incredibly well done and is a fantastic example of the creativity which has gone into the creation of this campaign. The rebalancing of the monsters to make them much more of a threat. I was going to say the slugs being made harder. The slugs weren't really that much harder than they were historically. The slugs are just a numbers game for the most part. Of just, oh, there's a lot of them, and you need enough men to get rid of them, or to be using your mining laser effectively enough. So you can't really make the slugs that much harder. So I can totally see why they introduced the large slugs to kind of offset that a little bit. And if that great big slug was designed as sort of a panic moment to make you question, oh, how am I actually going to deal with this? I don't know how I'm going to deal with this. I'm panicking greatly. If that was the idea of the massive slug, then well done, because that worked very, very effectively. But oh bollocks! I wanted to go to bed. I wanted to go to bed, but I can't. Right. Level 9. I shall go and get that little bit that I've had access to for ages, but just forgot because I kept going in other directions. Yeah, I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed, and I'm very frightened because I'm sure they've saved the best till last in terms of Rocky Horror. So that will be a scary thing to deal with, but deal with it we shall. We will get there, and we will muddle through, and we will see what interesting cutscene they have hidden behind. Yes, hidden behind Rocky Horror. I will be very interested to see what that is, and what that involves. But there we are. I think we're done. Yes. Bloody hell. Just take a step back from all of this mania for 5 seconds. That's a big map, isn't it? Yeah, this is really good. Really, really good. They've clearly thought about the basic strategies that you can use to win Back to Basics, and tried to work around them so that you have to come up with something a little bit creative, and you have to fight a little bit harder and panic a little bit more, because you can't just fall back on old tried and tested methods, because there's no island and you can't block the slugs off by using buildings, because they can walk through buildings the same way that everything can walk through buildings now. I do think it would be sensible to relocate your base at some point, because over here there's no slug holes, and over here there's none. So maybe a sort of strategy could just be to sort of make a basically defendable base that's sort of minimal, and then kind of work your way over here, and then sort of re-establish yourself over here, so that the slugs have a lot further to travel to get you. Probably here would be the most sensible place. You'd be a little bit vulnerable to ice monsters walking across the water, but other than that, you'd be pretty damn safe, and you'd be further away from all the lava monster spawn points as well. So if you're not willing to just kind of play the numbers game the way that I was doing, and just kind of meet force with force for the most part, and just have lots of men and mining lasers there, in fairness, I could have done the thing where, no, I don't really want that. I want to, like, you can select both mining lasers. The problem is it will prioritize selecting the people over selecting the mining lasers. So there we are. This is messy, but this would allow you to shoot 2 mining lasers at the same time. I don't quite know why they're not aiming at the same bit of land, but never mind. That wouldn't have really worked with it. It would be better if you just had 2 mining lasers next to each other, because these two, the whole point of having 2 of them is that they can shoot at different angles and shoot at different parts of the base without hitting the buildings by accident, as I continuously did. So that would be a way of delivering more damage per shot, maybe to the point where you only need to shoot each slug once, and you can just shoot it, move on to the next one, shoot it, move on to the next one, etc. That might be a sensible strategy as well. So maybe that, as a combination of moving your base further away from the slug holes, would be a wise way of doing things. But you know, it wasn't the most advanced strategy. It was very much a just kind of throw everything at the wall and see what sticks, with loads of men, loads of guns, loads of mining lasers, loads of electric fence, and not being overly fussy about letting the slugs drain a few crystals, because the trucks would come over here and recharge them. So yeah, you know, it wasn't the most advanced strategy, but hey, it worked, didn't it? And nobody died. Except my sanity. Oh, blimey.
You managed your base construction very well. The 45 energy crystals you collected must have been very hard to get. We're getting very close to the end now. Good work. Mission complete.
Did my best, boss. Oh, sheesh. That's it. We've only got one more step. We've only got one more step to take, and then we're done. Can you believe we've come so very far together? I'm really, really glad that I decided to do a series of videos on the Remastered campaign. I'm very grateful to everybody that recommended that I do, because I wouldn't have without you saying so, because I didn't think it would be different enough. And frankly, I thought everybody would be bored by now, because you saw me play through all of these levels, and all of these levels, and a load of custom levels, and now you're watching me play through all of these. So, frankly, I think your endurance is incredible. So, I didn't expect that anybody would have any interest in seeing these again. But in fairness, they are so very different, and they force you to introduce new strategies and leave behind old ones and discover new things, not just the massive monsters and the massive slugs, that it is like playing the whole game almost new again, which is kind of the greatest gift you can give when you're trying to deliver a sort of nostalgia boost to somebody. Because, you know, the purpose of this game is to just tickle the nostalgia nerve, right? That's what this is here for. Because I don't think many people who've never played Rock Raiders are going to come here and play Manic Miners. It's all people like us who've been playing this game for donkey's years anyway, and this is just a slightly higher res version that crashes less often, unless you set the setting that enables random crashing, which I don't recommend. But yeah, so, you know, the greatest gift that you can give in that situation is to let somebody experience something for the first time again, which can never be the case. You can never hear your favourite song again for the very first time, or watch your favourite film new, but something like this is the closest that we'll ever get to it. So I'm very grateful for that. And it's
tremendously well designed. I have no complaints whatsoever. Anyway, we can talk some more about the campaign in general once we get to the end of it and once we've seen what Rocky Horror has in store, but that's a matter for a different day when we also see what this is about. Oh, those must be well, I don't know what those are actually. I thought that was the thing. Oh, never mind. It doesn't matter. Sorry, I just banged my leg on something. Yeah. Anyway, never mind. We will do Rocky Horror next time. Yes, with a lot of you who are probably going to be about 16 feet tall and eat crystals the size of the Eiffel Tower, but we won't worry about that. That's all for a different day. Thank you very much for joining me this evening for Back to Basics. I hope that you enjoyed it. It was a hell of a wild ride. Look after each other, and good